A lot of people are angry at Donald Trump this morning because Thomas Massie, who is probably somebody that has one of the highest levels of integrity in the House, who always really stands behind what he believes, he is getting shredded by Donald Trump. Please read Donald Trump's tweet about Massie.
Thank you to the House Freedom Caucus for just delivering a big blow to the radical left Democrats and their desire to raise taxes and shut our country down. They hate America and all it stands for. That's why they allowed millions of criminals to invade our nation. Sometimes it takes a great courage to do the right thing. Congressman Thomas Massie of beautiful Kentucky is an automatic no vote or just about everything, despite the fact that he has always voted for continuing resolutions in the past. He should be primaried, and I will lead the charge against him. He is another grandstander who's too much trouble and not worth the fight. He reminds me of Liz Cheney before her historic record-breaking loss. The people of Kentucky won't stand for it. Just watch. Do I have any takers? Anyway, thank you again, the House Freedom Caucus, for your very important vote. We need to buy some time in order to make America great again, greater than ever before. Unite and win.
And again, this is one of those things where I feel so conflicted because Thomas Massie is a treasure in many ways.
Yeah.
And yet I do understand being a conscientious objector, but also causing problems and big headaches for the executive branch when it comes to just moving things forward, especially when they have such a slim majority in the House right now.
Yeah.
So
I look at this. First of all, you can't primary everybody who doesn't go along with everything because you're just going to end up having a nightmare, and that's not good. Secondly, Thomas Massie's always been a no vote for a bunch of these crazy things, and it's about time somebody stood up and said, you know, we got to actually pass a bill. Like, rather than kick the can down, we do CR after CR after CR, and then lo and behold, it's the next year, and then we do CR after CR. I get it. And you know, his thing is, I read the bill. I read what's in it. Right? And
it's kind of like he and Rand Paul are like they're the ones that are saying all the right things and then actually following what they're saying with their actions. Everybody else is saying all the things, but then doing the opposite. To your point, it's like they just continue to keep doing all the same things that cause all the problems. At what point are we going to have all Massies and Rand Pauls and like no more of the people that just say the things to get elected and then do the opposite?
Yeah, but Trump wants none of the Rand Pauls and the Massies. He wants to get this done or else. And I look at this and I'm like, I don't want the government to shut down. I mean, that doesn't really matter. I mean, it's a federal government. 90% of them have to go to work anyways, and they don't even go to work. So there you go. And Elon's already fired him. So that being said, we need to get a continuing resolution. No, how about we just get a bill done? And
but we won't. I mean, we won't though.
And that's the problem. Because the short-term pain, nobody's willing to stand up and say no. Because Trump understands, look, the economy can't go to hell for that long. And I've got to get something done here because I have a finite amount of time to make sure that I can still hold power next year when midterms come. Because if I lose power there, I've got 2 years of hell coming. So I've got to be in the right position. But we do need... Why can't you pass a bill? What is so hard about passing bill? Because everybody wants a little something. Then we spend way too much. And then they all go, oh my God, we spent too much. It's frustrating. And Thomas Massie, if he was a no vote this time, you could go, okay, what's the deal? He's a no vote for 99% of these things because he realizes they're ridiculous.
Right. Also makes me drink. And if you guys are not taking advantage.
If you guys want to talk about how much it means to the Jews, do it with RepublicanRed.com. Get some free $5 off Republican. Oh my God. I like drinking.
I mean,
politics.
This is why these stories are why I have wine at night. Okay. And I've only got like one glass left. I got to order more of the Cabernet.
You opened that yesterday.
Shh.
You're like, let me tell you a story, okay? Mahmoud is the worst, and he don't like red wine. He's stupid. He's probably a Cabernet drinker.
Well, and also it's really good. Okay. So I love supporting republicanred.com because first of all, they want to have these conversations. They want you to be proud of where you stand, and they are standing tall for Republicans and the GOP and Donald Trump. They've got a 45-47 bottle. I think that's their Pinot Noir, which is also very good. They've got the Chardonnay, they've got the sparkling wine, delicious wines that make great gifts. And speaking of gifts, by the way, they also have gift cards. So if you know that you have a friend who likes wine, but you don't exactly know what kind of wine, why not give them a gift card and they can choose their own wines? You can go to republicanred.com and use code CHICKS. You'll get $5 off and you'll get free shipping anytime you get 4 or more bottles. So please support our sponsor, republicanred.com. And so is he problematic then for doing anything, for getting anything done? So, I mean, Trump is obviously arguing that he is, and he doesn't want to stand for it anymore. So, but it's one of those fights where it's pitting strong conservatives against their own support for Trump, right? These are fights that nobody wants to see Trump having. And so it's frustrating. And of course, this all leads to, we could potentially be looking at another shutdown even as early as this week. Now that we have control of the White House, of the Senate, of the House, is it going to be Republicans who are blamed for an eventual shutdown?
Absolutely.
That is what, and that is what Ilhan Omar, the reason for my name today, that's what she insists is going to happen. Here she is explaining.
Well, right now, the House is controlled by Republicans, the Senate is controlled by the Republicans, and the presidency is in the hands of the Republicans. So it is their job to make sure that the government has the resources it needs in order to continue to function. And I think the American people are well aware of that fact, and that is who they are going to blame.
So
it's not where they blame, it's just the reality of it.
But it was, so I kind of thought that too. Like I thought, well, yeah, I mean, if they allow the shutdown to happen, then they're the party in charge, and how do you not blame them? But then I thought it used to be when Democrats were in power that we were all for the government shutting down, and I kind of still am. I think.
Yeah. Well,
I kind of still am.
If you're part of the Doge and you think all these things, going a few days without, because these people all get paid. Well, we're never going to get paid. Yes, you are. You get paid all the back money for working, and these things only last, right? It starts at midnight, and by 12:23, we're revoking. Right. They're all patting each other on the back, whatever.
Right.
So, sometimes maybe you've got to say, all right, look, let's shut it down, because it's about doing the right thing, and we just want to do the thing that causes us the least amount of pain at this point in time. Yeah. And we kick the can, and that's with every single thing in politics. And maybe it's time that we have a mini shutdown and see what happens. Maybe it's time that we see how much, because like you said, when the Democrats were in charge, Republicans were like, we don't care.
That's right? The thing. And then I heard Ben Dominic fighting with Jessica Tarlov about this shutdown issue. And the way that he put it was that if and when a shutdown happens, it will actually allow Doge to surge forward with even more action. And then, so when I heard this, I was like, let's shut it all down. Here's what I'm talking about.
So time will tell on that, but we're not here to bail them out.
I hope Jessica is totally successful. I hope she's completely successful.
Thanks, Ben.
And I hope that this goes the way that you want, because I can't wait to see what Doge will do when the government is shut down. If the government shuts down, the amount of things that you can do where the traps just open up, where they can just cut even further than they already are, you'll find out, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
How many people are enough for you to get fired? What's your goal? How many tens of thousands do you want just fired?
Can we start with half? Is that a reasonable number? No, look, I think that you are making I think that you are making a monumentally stupid decision in terms of whipping in this direction. And I think that Chuck Schumer is, quite correctly trying to prevent Hakeem Jeffries from making a huge mistake that would only benefit those of us who think that the government is just full of pork to be cut, and that bureaucrats absolutely should be sent packing.
I kind of want to shut down.
Yeah, let's see what happens. I mean,
right?
Your local government, like all this stuff is noise. It's political theater, but your local government, your HOA has a bigger effect on your life than the average federal issue that people deal with here, right? So shutting it down, most people wouldn't even know. Did you know they were shut down? I had no idea.
I couldn't get into the park yesterday. That's like that's the extent of it.
Park?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What park? Right. The park across the street was open. They didn't put anything. Last time I couldn't get in that was with COVID. So, I mean, let's see what happens.